when he says, "Oh, my Airbnb isn't confirmed," tell that motherfucker to get a hotel.
Right.
Didn't he say he made 12,000 some months, 40,000 other months? He should be able to afford the penthouse suites. Welcome back in, everyone. This is Black Girls Talking TV, where we bring the group chat to life and discuss all your favorite TV shows. Today, it's all about Love is Blind, Season 10. We are discussing the reunion. I am Victoria. I am one of your hosts, and I'm a psychologist.
And I'm Kamaria. I'm an attorney and a pop culture writer. And before we get into this Love is Blind reunion, make sure you subscribe, make sure you hit that notification bell, and make sure you like, make sure you share, make sure you comment. Let us know your thoughts. What's the best part of the reunion? Worst part of the reunion? Because we're going to get into it all. So yeah, let's start with the Chris and the Jess, because that was interesting. What are your thoughts?
I mean, I feel like everybody laid in on Chris. I think he knew he was going to be laid in on. I mean, it went as expected. I think the most surprising part of all of that was the fact that Nick Lachey held him accountable. He doesn't typically do that. And so, yeah, he asked him, I guess, all the questions we had, like, what is this and what's going on, my brother. But
yeah, my favorite part of Chris and his getting his comeuppance was Amber. She was real talk. She said he's a douche. He's a ain't shit guy. Like, she was just laying it on him, didn't care, flipping back. I'm sorry, I'm not trying to talk, but you are. He's not a bad guy like him. Like, so I feel like Amber is the only one who really truly gave him what he needed to get. But I mean, what more can I said this in like some video I recorded. I was like, the whole world saw him in his insecurities just cut wide open. You get what I'm saying? And so that's all the lick back Jess needed. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And he knows that. He knows that he was just, his ass has been shown. There's nothing else for him to do but try to get a little shred of dignity. Somebody said he had on shoes that had some had some lifts in them.
I'm crying. Well, it didn't help him because his suit made him look short.
Yeah,
But yeah, I mean, it's kind of like the whole world been getting on you, bro. It's like, what else do we have left to say here? I was just like, all right, let's go ahead and get through them. I was actually a little surprised to hear that he disappeared for 2 days after going to Jess's home for the first time. We did not know that. They did not talk about that in the season. At least I don't remember hearing that.
Well, I guess it just was implied, and that's what I thought was happening, because it just happened. He saw her home, and then boom, it was just a lot going on. Like, it just all of a sudden appeared. But you never know what it is because of editing. They could just edit it like that. So them saying it was nice confirmation, I guess, of what actually happened.
Yeah. The other thing that I loved, well, I loved Jess's demeanor through all of this, and I love the fact that she used it as a platform to not only like uplift herself or just talk about the journey of what it takes to get through something like that, but talking to other women, because we have all kind of been in a space, not even kind of, we have all been in a space where we have been undermined by a man, and it's unfortunate. But I do love that she said that connection that you're talking about is the space that I created because of who I am. I said, and speak on it, sister. Okay. Men fully benefit from the space that a woman creates. And so I love that she highlighted that, because a lot of times, especially men that come off like Chris, they feel like they the alpha male doing it all and creating space, and they're the final say on things. And it's like, no, honey, that woman is there. She is the co-creator.
She's giving that touch. Yeah.
Of this. Yes. This is her. This is her.
Yeah.
And so I love that she was like, basically, it had nothing to do with you. It was all me. It was me.
Yeah, I love that too. And it reminds me of something I was listening to today where they were talking about just how married men live longer than single men. You know what I mean? And this sense that, like, so many men, I mean, I have not physically, like I see it online, but I've not actually run into men who are like, what do you bring to the table? Blah, 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 blah. So that's a blessing from God. But
Yeah, no,
I see
honestly, me
the
either.
yeah, yeah, I see the discourse and all that good stuff. And it's like you don't understand how this system is working. You know what I'm saying? You don't understand how there's things that men bring and there's things that women bring. And that sense of a space that's a home, that's in the woman's wheelhouse. You know what I'm saying? Like men bring a lot of things, but it's just something about a woman's touch that's very different and very supportive. So I felt her on that. And then also
Yeah.
circling back to, we mentioned, I think I had talked about a creator saying how they wondered if he was trying to knock her down a peg.
Yeah.
And she mentioned that. And so it's like I'm tending to like lean to that side. I'm
Yeah.
not even sure if it's like, I think you were kind of saying that he may also not have been attracted to her. I'm unclear about that piece of it. It feels
Yeah.
like that's the lie to me still. It feels like he was probably still attracted to her and just was like feeling inadequate. He was feeling
Yeah.
inadequate. But I loved her being just clearly saying, this is what it was. This is what, and she just had everything mentally lined up and processed. And
Mhm.
her saying, thank you for showing me who you are quickly. I was like,
Yes.
that right there, that's
Okay,
girl.
cause yeah, and like we also talked about the fact that she's been married already. She ain't got time to be dealing with
Yeah.
no man's bullshit. She not
Yes.
for it. She's
Yeah.
not for it. And she also had mentioned like he had this bravado with other people, which I thought was a dig at Jess. I mean at Bri.
Yeah.
Yeah, because she
She's
knew
like,
it
he can't
wasn't
do
gonna
that over
fly.
here.
Right, he can't do that over here, baby. And it's like, yeah, a man like Chris is
Mm.
only going to probably feel his best self with a woman that he can put down, that with a woman
Yeah.
that he can put into a
Yeah.
specific space or box. And Jess
Yeah.
wasn't that, and I love that for her. I
Mm.
aspire to be more like Jess. I ain't gonna
Yeah.
lie, because sometimes my boundaries can be a little flimsy. I'm working on them. I'm working on them. And I say, you know what, Jess? If
Yeah.
if if I got anything out of the Love Is Blind franchise, it is you, sister, and I love that.
I know, like Kia talking about there is a new pillar of like
Right.
growth for me in my life.
Okay.
But yeah, they gave her all this time to shine and all this time to discuss. Like she ran that segment. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? He was quiet, he ain't say nothing, but part of me was just like, what else he gonna say? You know what I'm saying? I mean, he
And
could
don't
have come
open
in
your
like
mouth.
Alex,
Yeah,
but
he could have. Yeah, Alex was worse.
yeah.
But I will say I do think there's clearly some work that still needs to be done with Chris because
Mm,
I felt like his apologies did not have enough accountability for me. When you are holding yourself accountable and
mhm,
apologizing, I need the
mhm.
list. I need the
Yeah,
receipts.
yeah,
You know
yeah,
what you did. I don't want to hear sorry for the way I treated you. What does that
yeah,
even mean? What does
yeah,
that mean? Is that when I didn't call you back the other day, or is it when you try to slam the door in my face? Like, what are you talking about when you
yeah,
say treating me? Like, give
yeah,
me the full details of what you are
yeah,
saying you are sorry for in order for
yeah,
me to accept your apology.
yeah. And I also, when Vanessa was asking him, "What are you taking steps?" I like she kind of sort of asked him like what those steps were, but I needed, when he didn't give a actual answer, I needed her to circle back and say like, what are those actual steps that you're doing to improve? Because all of this is talk. An apology is talk. It is
Yeah.
absolute talk. You could cry here about the sadness of your life or whatever. It doesn't matter. What are you doing to change your habits? The fact that you are either a liar or some, you know what I mean? Like, because one way you was all attracted to her, she was beautiful, then you weren't. So somewhere there's a lie, either before or after, and your feeling of inadequacy. You're trying to be macho man with one person, and then you somebody else with another person.
Yeah.
So all of that needs to be worked on in therapy. It needs to be like, what are you doing outside of therapy? Like,
Yeah.
talk about some steps, because it was giving, I just know I got my ass handed to me, so I'm just here to just put on a face that I've changed or grown, but same old
Mhm.
shit.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. The one thing I was looking for in this situation, since Nick Lachey was coming in hot and heavy And when I say hot and heavy, more than he usually does, when it's time to hold the men accountable, I was expecting him to fully question Jordan about being in that bathroom with Chris when Chris was talking all that hot cash shit. Okay?
Yeah,
Because he
Jordan.
laughed. I'm like, when it was replayed, I said, that's definitely Jordan. That's definitely Jordan.
That's funny.
Ain't
Yeah, I didn't
nobody
think
talking
about
to
it.
Jordan about being there egging it on. Absolutely not.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Jordan strikes me as a people pleaser, and it does seem like he probably was caught in the moment, didn't really know what to do. But also, yeah, you still have to own up for that.
Yeah, you not only that, but hold men accountable. And when we talk about this whole Devonte bullshit, it's like men have to hold men accountable, or us
Yeah.
women got to leave men in isolation. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
no,
And
that's
so
real.
if you're not willing to call it out, especially when you know things like that impact just the dating space and era, like, of course we'll talk about it later, but Jordan was already talking about how he had to pretty much right the wrongs of Amber's past. It's like, because of shit like this, like, hold that man accountable. You
Yeah.
see he in here being
Yeah.
like an ancient man. Like, it's not
Yeah.
acceptable what he's saying.
Yeah. No, I agree. I agree. I think that overall I loved for Jess that she's got a new man, you know?
Yeah.
She was able to have all that was taken from her by Chris throughout the season restored. Like she was
Yeah.
just able to, she got a new man. Like I said, she's got a new man. And he, remember we were like in the Meet the Men preseason episode that we did, we was like, okay, he's a doctor. Like, and
Right.
so we had a nice little time talking about him. He was giving very like motivational speaker then, so I can see how he said all the stuff that he said towards her. But it definitely seems like he's very intentional. Like that's what he's giving. An intentional guy. It seems like they're probably both gonna be good for each other, I would say.
Yeah, I agree. And he circled the block before any cameras or anything came on, so it's definitely given like authentic.
How long they said they was
And
together?
now that I don't remember.
Yeah, I don't
I
know
don't remember
either.
exactly.
Seemed like they had a
But
friendship though for a while.
yeah, it sounds like it was a friendship for a while, and when everything happened, I guess he was kind of there for her. He was shooting his shot, but she just thought it was just friend vibes. But yeah, I made a reel about it earlier, but he had a line when he was like, to experiment with a woman's heart, to wake it up without the intentions of following through. I'm like, yeah, that's it right there, buddy. Like,
yeah, that's like a little Bob Marley quote. I didn't seen that, I think it's a Bob Marley quote.
Oh, is
it's
it?
Something like it, yeah.
Oh, child, I need to get in my history books because I was giving all the credit to Harrimal. I was giving it all to Harrimal, baby.
Yeah. No, but I really liked also that he took ownership of the fact that like I didn't propose to you because I didn't feel ready, and because of that you had to experience all of this. Yeah, I was like, dang, I didn't even think about that as an ownership thing, but okay, yes, take some ownership over not stepping. Yeah. So
even when you don't know what to take ownership of, fellas, find something and take it, because that is how you take a load off of a woman's back, and she know that she can trust you to lead her into her future. Okay. He did that for sure.
Yeah. So I hope they have, wishing the best to them, and I hope they have a very nice
Go play doctor.
union. Yeah. Anything else on them? There was a little bit of Bri Connor in their story as well. Do we want to transition into some of that?
Yeah, let's go ahead and head on over there.
Yeah, I was surprised they were together. I just want to say that.
Yeah.
I mean, not surprised. I thought they were, because I think I said that before in the last video when they broke up. But I guess I was surprised that they were still together. Like,
going strong. Yeah, I thought Connor would have woke up, But now I'm over here. It got me questioning Connor a little bit. Just a little bit. Because I'm like, what you not seeing, brother? What's happening?
I think Connor he just seems easygoing as a guy. He just gives me easygoing guys. They don't have a lot of standards. They don't have a lot of, things that bother them. They're easygoing, And so, and I think they make the best husbands, not necessarily like not having standards, but being easygoing and not being like, I want it like this, and I want it like that, and I want it like this, and I want it like that. And so I think that it seems that Bri could possibly be growing just a little bit. You know what I'm saying? And so I think that some of the ways that she may be trying to treat him more nicely are maybe what is allowing this relationship to move forward, and maybe in some of the ways that she's respecting him possibly more, because I think that Chris, even though she tries to act like it was all Connor from the beginning, I think that Chris moment was a very big eye opener for her. Like, look, bitch, I'm sorry. Look, girl, you was about to go down. Look, just your eyes were wide open. And had he just not been so drunk as a skunk and it revealed his full self, you would have been dazzled by the talk, and you could have stepped into fool's gold and missed real gold. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Just hands down. So I think that spooked her a little bit, and I think she got her act a little. It seems like she could have. I don't know her, but I haven't seen her for real after. But she came more humble. I will say that.
Yeah, as she should have. She did. I think she was lying though when she was like, well, she wasn't lying when she said it was. I think she said something like the veil was being lifted, or like the switch was happening right in front of me. And
your eyes, yes.
Prior to the switch, though, you were entertaining the conversation because you didn't think the switch could happen.
Yeah.
Prior to the switch, though, you wasn't sticking up for
your man.
Jess or your man when he was talking hot cash shit.
Yeah.
So I'm like, Bri, now you got it. I mean, she apologized, but I'm like, we're not about to act like your intentions was just, I want to hear him out. I'm just listening or whatever the hell, because baby, you. Had he said, let's just try it out. Let's just try it out. If it doesn't work out with y'all, like, let's just try it out. And he had maybe 2 less drinks.
Yeah.
You probably would have jumped ship. Like, let's
yes, that's the thing. And I think that they didn't give her have enough heat for Bri. I will say that. Like, grown, reformed or not, you got to still take your heat from when you were not reformed and when you were not, if you are. And so I don't think they gave her enough heat, especially for the Connor comments. They seem to ask Connor about those things, like, or not even about the comments about him. He just was like, when you heard the conversation, I think somebody asked him, when you heard the conversation, how are you feeling? And he was just like, I didn't even know all of that was going on. He had, a little joke, but no one specifically called out. He talked about you, basically called you a pussy, and she stood there and listened. Like, how were you feeling about those specific comments that Bri sat there and listened to, and what was that conversation like? Have y'all had that conversation? Because Bri jumped in and was like, oh, before, like, as he was doing his little jokey part, Bri jumped in and just was like, I completely shouldn't have done that. That conversation was inappropriate. She just apologized, and so it took all the questions about that away from him. Not that Vanessa and Nick would have asked, but I would have liked to see more heat for her.
Yeah, no, agreed. But yeah, they're living next door to each other.
Yeah, that's weird.
She said the altar is where they're going, so I guess we'll be seeing that update soon if it happens.
Yeah, I thought that was a little weird. I will say that, because didn't he own his home where he was?
Yeah, but they were in different cities, weren't they?
Like, how far were they apart?
I don't know.
I mean,
but it seemed like they were in different cities.
I mean, I guess, next door to each other.
Next door is a bit excessive. You might as well just move in for all of that.
Or live across the city, because it's like, what the hell? Like, when you hear the door open,
giving Bri all over that. Yeah, it's giving Bri all over. It's giving Bri all over that.
Yeah, and that's a little bit of my concern for him in this dynamic, is that are your needs or your desires being met or have a place at the table here, Connor?
Yeah.
But like I said in the beginning of this segment with them, I don't think he's a guy who knows, he's just easygoing. He doesn't have a lot of things. So I'm not even clear about whether he knows what he desires all the time,
Yeah.
I don't think he's
I think that, and the fact that, like, because he has this easygoing thing, it almost makes him a little laissez-faire.
Yeah.
And so it's like it has to be something so blatantly disrespectful,
Yeah.
like
Yeah.
that conversation with Bri and
Yeah.
Chris, for him to get it, right?
Yeah.
Like he didn't even question the fact of why she was over there
Over
that
there.
long. Right. So it's like, what's happening? Like you're
Yeah.
not questioning these things that are happening with these other women and this experience to like
Mhm.
to bottle it down to like, okay, this is Bree's character, right? Like,
Mhm.
not saying these
Mhm.
aren't things that can't change or can't be worked on, but it's like this might be that part where, where is the room where you're holding her accountable to the things that she needs to work on? Or is it just, oh, I'm not my best self right now. Like, I just need space or whatever she was saying when they were breaking up. Like, is that the only time she's coming into these transformational experiences because you're just sitting back like, I love you at your worst. I love you at your best. You're everything to me, and it's all good and gravy. So there's no opportunities for development on her end,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
know. And
Yeah.
he's
No, I
constantly in the
agree.
space of having to accommodate for her. So yeah, I don't know. I think that is the exact reason why it works, and it could be the exact reason why it doesn't work.
Yeah, yeah. On Connor's end, I did like his response to Chris and Chris's apology, or Chris. Yeah, it just all like he was like he doesn't cross my mind.
Right.
Everybody had a good
Yeah.
come up moment on Chris's back because he
Mhm.
showed his ass. You get what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Everybody had. They
Yeah,
all
you had
handled it
nowhere
very
else to go
well.
but up after that, honey, because
Yeah,
like Nick
yeah,
Lachey said, in all of the seasons of Love is Blind history, we ain't seen
yeah.
this. Usually
Somebody
it's
that.
outside baggage coming in. Maybe
Yeah.
you created the baggage in the Love is Blind
Yeah,
experience.
he
We
was.
don't
He
always see
was.
that.
He was talking about both the men and the women disliking you.
Yeah.
Like, that is the thing that hadn't been done before. One thing that I do want to touch on was his suit, because I was like, this man's suit just is ill fitting. I'm still unclear. I didn't watch it back twice, but I'm like, did he leave his suit and so Brittany's daddy gave him one of his suits, so that's why it didn't fit, or Brittany's daddy went and got his suit, and this is the ill fitting suit that he left that was trying to stay away. That suit was like, don't wear me, don't wear
Yeah.
me, and somebody just circled around and got that thing anyway. Like,
Yeah.
was that the
Yeah.
situation?
I think that was a situation. It was his suit, and Brittany Daddy came and brought it. I don't know. I really don't know, but that's what I'm gonna assume happened.
Yeah, it's
Um,
just that suit. Ah,
but yeah, I definitely was. When you said Sears suit on the post, I said exactly that for
yeah,
sure.
I was like, I'm about to change it to JC Penney because I was like, do the people know Sears? Sears been out.
Right.
I'm like, is that a millennial only term? Some of the Gen Zs might not know what Sears is.
Yeah,
It was a
yeah.
Sears sucker suit. Okay. Anywho, I don't really have too much else on them and their connection to this Chris Jess thing. We do have the girls trip with Bri and them to talk about. We can kind of chit chat about that.
Yeah, well, should we go ahead and move into Devonte and Brittany and then talk about
Yeah,
that?
let's do that. Do you want to?
Baby. So
Yeah.
I said, girl, you needed 2 weeks of silence
I
to
know.
ask
Yeah.
if this man wanted to be in the relationship in an engagement with you.
Yeah. I'm like, you ain't seen this man in 2 weeks and you still asking? And so it's like I wanted to be there. I wanted for Brittany to have her moment. I wanted her to be able to be like, you this, you that, you this. I wanted that for her at the reunion. And it's just hard material to work with when stuff like this is coming out.
Yes, that two
It's just
weeks. I said, baby, hang it up. We don't even need to go. Let's not go deeper into this conversation because
yeah.
let a man not talk to me for 24, 5 hours. Bitch, what the fuck you gotta do?
Yeah,
Two
2 weeks.
whole weeks, no contact?
Yeah, and it's not even
That's
like
insane.
yeah, and it's not even like there was a disagreement, you know what I'm saying? Where it's like, oh, you're in an argument or something like that where you think like, okay, y'all are hot at each other. This is supposed to be the good times, you know what I'm saying? Like this is supposed to be the good times and you haven't seen him in 2 weeks. Like
Y'all don't
What
even
is
know each other
this?
well enough to be going 2 weeks without knowing
Right.
without speaking.
You might
Whether or
forget.
not you called off the wedding or not, if y'all was deciding to still be in this relationship, it
Yeah.
should be all pressure is off. We can just have a good time now, just be us. No more cameras.
Yeah.
The experiment is done until this damn reunion. Like we can really kick it and chill. And you needed space. You needed to decompress for two
Yeah.
weeks on
Yeah.
your own. And Brittany, you let him do that. You let
Yeah.
I have to say like and emphasize the let's because you participated in this experience that you know was not helpful for you for the anxiety you've already been feeling
Yeah.
with this man.
Mhm.
It's like what I would have loved for Brittany to do at that reunion was to
Mhm.
come and say, I was hoodwinked by them pods. I mean,
Mhm.
straight up hoodwinked. And when you add in the fact that he had this death, it just made
Mhm.
it really, really difficult for me to
Yes.
just not get his way. But now looking back at it, I know he was training me to be okay to have to operate in his silence whenever he
Mhm.
felt like being silent for whatever reason and for however long. And I was hoodwinked. I was manipulated. And I hate that for myself. I hate that I could not clearly see what was going on. But now I clearly see and let a
Yeah.
motherfucker try it. That's what I wanted
Yeah.
her to say.
I mean, I'm clapping for you now. Like that would have been amazing. Like I would have loved that for Brittany. I really truly would have because the way she was just like, we were not done. We were not done. It's like, girl, and the audience laughed. I was like, the audience laughed. Did you see that? Did you catch that?
Yes.
Yeah, I was like, cause it's like we all see this, and you're hanging on to like I mean, she made a few good points, right? But it's like it was in this sea of like the big picture is he doesn't want you, and it was clear from behaviors, words, actions, all these things. So she did say something that we didn't know. That afterwards she asked him, "Do you at that 2 week mark?" After not hearing him, do you want to continue this, or we just just want to end it? And he said, I do want to continue this.
Yeah.
And he acknowledged that he said that. So it's like, okay, that is kind of like the biggest mixed signal. Like, what are you talking about? Like, why would
And at
you?
that moment, it would have been a good thing to say, well, if you are not back here today or
By
tomorrow,
8
you can
p.m.?
cancel the
Okay.
shit. You can cancel Christmas.
I
Okay.
know. When the street lights come on, baby, you have a
Right.
curfew. But either way, it's still that would have been too late for all of
Yeah.
us. You, me, all of us.
Literally.
But she said that. And then another thing she said was the sense that he needed to vocalize what the fuck he was feeling. And she was like, you needed to say that. He was, I'm saying it now. It's a little too late. Like, I felt her on that shit. You're being a coward. You're not
Yeah.
stepping up and saying you don't like me. You're not saying I want to end this. You're not actually vocalizing things. And that situation with his dad, I do think that was a very kind of perfect storm for someone to not trust their gut. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? Because he's like, I'm going through this. It's a perfect storm. So I really wish she would have said what you said, as opposed to try to argue him on all these little points of little actions that just don't matter. But it is what it is. It is what it is, homegirl.
Hmm. Yeah, I think in this moment at the reunion, like, and it was of course all through the season, but it
Mhm.
was really just like I almost had to go back and look like how old, like at her age, because I'm like,
33, right?
yeah, yeah, I'm like, but this, it feels like she's operating like this
Younger.
is like my first love type shit almost.
Yeah.
Especially to be so established. She has her own home, like she's been able to create such a life for her way beyond Devonte's presence. So it's
Mhm.
like, where is the value in what you have been able to solidify for yourself within yourself? She
Mhm.
said she did this work after her last relationship. I'm
Mhm.
just like, there's something here that's not connecting.
Yeah.
The discernment. The discernment meter is it's weak. We need to
Yeah.
tune that up a little bit. Sometimes we can do all of the work in the world, but if we are not working on how to listen to ourselves in whatever way possible, whether it is I'm sad too much, I'm crying too much, I'm constantly questioning or wondering about things, I'm constantly accommodating in more ways than I want.
Mhm.
Like something
Mhm.
you gotta find something to start to trust yourself that this experience that I'm having is not what I want.
Yeah,
Like I
and I
wanted to
think
like shake her.
I think that she's, like, disconnected from her experience, you know? It's like
Yeah.
she is just disconnected from the actual experience she is having. Because there's no way you can tell me you're connected to your experience if 2 weeks you ain't seen him. What is the experience that you are connected to? Like, what experience are you like, "Oh, this is so pleasant. This is so lovely. This is so wonderful." What are you connected to? You're not connected to
Yeah.
the actual experience. You're connected to these feelings that you feel like you have in your head. That's what she's connected to. She's not connected
Mhm.
to the actual experience, and she's not. It's
Yeah.
like disconnected from her actual experience, what she's feeling. But I
Right. And
we all
one more
been there.
thing. She keeps talking about these damn pods. I'm like, girl, as soon as y'all left the pods, you wasn't feeling it no more. As soon as you
Yeah,
hit
you was
Mexico, y'all had issues. You didn't even have a good, fun honeymoon.
beef.
And you were constantly willing to give up your boundaries
Yeah,
for him. You asked him, "Do you want to just go ahead and have sex?" You were willing to sign that
yeah,
prenup when you didn't want to sign and when you didn't want to sign that thing and didn't believe in prenups, baby. We doing too much walking back.
yeah.
The
Self
moment she
abandoning.
said, "Do you want to have sex?" I believe she truly like everything is just out the window. She's just
Yeah,
whatever
because
it takes, I'm gonna go in for it. And when you do that, you cannot tell a man that this is the rule and then backtrack on that because then
yeah.
they know that your word don't mean anything.
Yeah, and just for because I don't think they focused on it a lot during this filming, but in her preseason bio, it said she was being celibate. And so I don't think
Yeah.
they mentioned that one time. I know they mentioned that they weren't having sex, but I don't think they said why. And she was being celibate. And so I think they did her a favor by leaving that out of the edit because I think that would have been like, whoa, like for a lot of
Mhm.
the viewers, because I don't know if everybody knows that she was focusing on celibacy. But one of the things I will say that I have noticed in terms of like trying to connect yourself to the experience is that it's helpful to literally write down everything that you do not like about your experience in early dating. Like literally like, oh, not he didn't text me back, or oh, he didn't pay, or he did whatever you don't like, or whatever you like. Start a little journal. Start some early, like hit them points, write them down just as they come to you when you feel them, when you feel like, oh, I like this. He paid for his mom to have this, whatever. It's a nice thing. He didn't, whatever the negative shit is. But just so you can have an objective view of like the experience that you're dealing with in black and white, because a lot of times these experiences just get glossed over and not
Mhm.
just yeah, like
Yeah, they
yeah.
do that sometimes for certain types of substance abuse treatments. They will have you write stuff down, or they'll tell you, like, write stuff down when you're high or when you're drunk, write stuff down when you're not, so that you can compare your thought processes.
Interesting.
Yeah, and so,
Yeah.
when you're feeling all lovey-dovey, maybe you need to write stuff down, and when things are hurting, you need to write stuff down so you can start to connect the experiences and see if there is alignment.
Yeah. Yeah. But that objectivity is what I find
Yeah.
to be helpful about writing down
Yeah, and
the
it's
write down the
data.
shit.
It's
Yeah, it's
data.
data.
Because you can then
It's
start to count how many things are on the good list and how
and
many
how many
things are
things on
on
the
the
bad
bad list.
list. Yeah.
For
Anywho, but
Devonte,
yeah,
that bad list would have been extremely long.
yeah, I
And
would have
I
been
don't
like,
know what would have been on the good.
yes, because and you can't be lying to yourself. You can't, because
Yeah.
sometimes like I'm very honest with myself in a journal. You know what I'm saying? So you got to find whatever it is for you that where you're gonna be honest. Hopefully, it's your journal. If it ain't, because some
Yeah,
people lie to their therapist.
they
You might know
do.
that,
They do.
but some people lie to their therapists, and so the journal for me is the
Yeah.
place where it's like I always will be honest, and so just being honest and sticking to the moments when you actually feel it, not intellectually going through it and saying, I like he does this and like he does that. Like literally, today he just got me flowers. Write that on the like list. It made me feel good. You know what I'm saying? Only when he does something.
Right. Right.
But anywho,
Yeah.
yeah.
All right. So something else with this was this damn girls trip that he found his way to slip into, honey.
Yeah.
When Connor said, "I thought it was a girls trip," it was giving. He did not know Devon. I was like, did he know Devonte was there? Like, what?
Yeah. And
Um,
them
I was a
calling
little
him
confused.
Devo.
Devo.
I was like, see, this is how you know. This is how you can tell real from the fake, okay? Who's calling him Devonte? Who's calling him Devo, whatever they. I was like, I learned how to pronounce the Devo, whatever. Forgot it that
Didn't
quick.
even know it was Devo. I did not know it was Devo. I said it's Devo. I thought it was Devo because his name is Devonte, so I thought it was Devo, but Devo.
He wanna take off all that
Yes.
color on there.
Okay. Pronounce the E. Like what?
Yeah.
Anyway, child.
And the lying.
That was a mess right there. Now, there's two sides to this, all right? Because Priyanka was very clear in her mumblings, bitch, we weren't close. We ain't friends, and so I don't owe you anything. Okay, whatever. All that aside, you are aware that this man is or just got out of an intense relationship, right? Like this is an intense process. There's a lot of feelings and shit involved. Why the hell is he trying to come on your girls' trip? Red flag number one. Number two, when he says, oh, my Airbnb isn't confirmed, tell that motherfucker to get a hotel.
Right.
Didn't he say he made 12,000 some months, 40,000 other months? He should be able to afford the penthouse suites. And at that time, he didn't have no kids. So he ain't taking care of nobody.
Girl, we got to talk about that separately. But yes.
He should be able to afford to get his own place. So Priyanka talks, so what, are we supposed to leave him out on the streets? Yes, to figure it out. That's a grown-ass man. Yes, absolutely. Absolutely.
Yeah. Totally agree.
As my girl Vic on TikTok would say, absolute. I don't know what I don't like. It was mind-boggling to me.
Yeah.
Do you have anything to say? Because I got a second point or a third. I don't know which one I'm on, but I got another one.
No, you can go ahead. Go ahead. You eating.
Okay.
You eating.
My next point. Okay. At this point, I don't know what is revealed about Devonte, but the fact that he led this woman on. Right? At this point, by the reunion, at least, because y'all acting like y'all still friends with Devo. Okay. By the time you get to the reunion, you know these women have come out about him cheating. You know now at the reunion that he got a baby mama and a fiance or whatever the hell is going on. Does it not ever click in your mind, maybe like this isn't even a person to have a friendship with? Like, does the characteristics of that individual not matter in how they treat other people, especially women? Like, because I have recently come into being a person where I am like, if you cheat, I'm not your friend. We can't be cool, because the characteristics that you have to cheat, especially continuously, and then lie about it, baby, I'm scared of you. If the number one person you next to can't trust you, I know I can't trust you. So that we don't need to be lock and step in no way. So I'm sitting here looking at Bri, Ashley, and Priyanka like, does this not matter to y'all at all?
Yeah.
Like, what's happening here?
Yeah, I think for me, what struck me the most about the three of them in that situation was that they kept saying, like, we're all so close, and not a call was made to Brittany. Not a call. I'm gonna chat with her. You know, he's saying this. Like, if they did end things, right? Why, if y'all are this close, why wasn't there a call to her after it ended saying, hey girl, just found out, how are you? Minimum. Then you would have found out the truth. You would have found out, girl, we didn't end.
Like, what are you talking about?
And then maybe you could have ended her suffering sooner, because she could have been like, Devonte seemed to, or Devo, as y'all like to say, seemed to say that y'all were, but I don't know, maybe I misunderstood. And then she could have clarified with him.
Yeah, and said, oh, he said he was on a work trip in Austin.
Yeah. Just lying. He's just I don't even think, speaking of lying, I don't think that he's engaged to that girl. Like, I need the girl to come up with a ring. Have you seen her?
I have not seen her come up with the ring. From what I heard, she said that she don't want nothing. She don't want to be involved in nothing. So she keeping hush hush. We don't know who the girl is. I looked at story time with Ricky, because you know she'll be the first to know. Yeah. We don't know. We don't
Yeah,
know.
because
But
it's
he
given
lied
to
in two
me.
articles. In one article, he called her fiance. In another article, he said girlfriend. In one article, he said they've been dating for 8 months. Another one, he said they've been dating for 4. So he just lying because he don't want, the other ex-girlfriend that's overlap with this girl who is now pregnant. So,
Look, the thing for me with him is first when Vanessa was like, "So is she the third roommate?" Like that, it's like the timeline's not adding
yes.
up, and so it's
But
like
not
there's
only, but
lying
even
going on
that,
somewhere.
Kamaria, like, what are we saying here? You got a pregnant fiance and you shacking up with Alex?
Yeah,
What is that? What
yeah,
is that?
yeah.
We
It
already
doesn't make
know you
sense.
wouldn't be a good husband.
Yeah,
Because what do you mean you on the other side of the United States soaking up the sun and I'm over
playing
here in Ohio,
football and soccer.
okay? And I'm
It's
over
like,
here in
bruh.
Ohio in
Yeah,
your other house, quote unquote, wherever in
yeah.
Ohio.
He
What?
was. It just
Pregnant.
was giving lie.
Barefoot and pregnant. Please.
Yeah,
Please. Miss me with the
it's not.
shit. The shit nobody, everybody on the stage, along with Chris, should also be upset with Devonte, in my opinion. In my opinion. He did just as much. He did just as much.
Yeah, yeah. I think for him, it's just giving from me that he doesn't have good character. You know what I mean? And like you said, just not ready.
Yeah.
It's just too much. Like
Never
I
will be.
yeah. And he was
Like
too
what the
lighthearted with all of it. So let's speak about the dad's moment because we hadn't touched on that yet. I was so like, you taking it too easy on him for me and asking how he's doing, people coming for him. This is God giving him back what he is giving to the world, okay? So we don't need to let God do his work, okay? Let
literally.
it happen. Um
Literally.
but I
Because
did
my
like
daddy
some of
would
the
have got up
questions.
there and said, I rebuke you, demon. Okay? Like,
I I did like some of his questions though.
yeah.
Just about like,
Did you lie to
were
me?
you lying? You know, though. See, he had some pointed questions. I just wish that he wasn't asking him how he was doing. It's like that's
Right.
between him and God. We're
Yes.
not here for that.
And then after that, he said Devontae said in an interview, he said something like, "Dude, you're 60. Like you're making more TikTok. You're making TikToks about me every day." And he felt like that moment at the reunion was unnecessary.
Devontae ain't say it again. Coward doesn't say
Yeah.
it in the time. Does not vocalize what
Yes.
he feels in his chest until afterwards. He doesn't say it in the moment. And then secondly,
Yeah.
it's like, what do you mean he's making TikToks about you? You just came into his daughter's life and disrupted it. You know what I'm saying? Yes, he's making TikToks. People are talking about his daughter and how stupid she looks. You know what I'm saying? That's not my words. I'm just saying that's what people are saying.
Yes.
They're calling her embarrassing because of how she has interacted with you. Yes, he's going to do that. This is his life. It's not your
Mhm.
life. You have come into their life. You get what I'm saying? And so he is operating and trying to clean up and deal with his life, his daughter's life. You have a life. Y'all just they're separate.
Right.
They just have intersected. You know, it's
Yeah.
like get out of here. He's crazy.
Yeah, no, honestly, but yeah, it was too much. And just to go back to the whole Bree situation, Bree was over there talking about, do we have to ask for permission? Do we have to? And like, no, girl, it's just principle. Like you over there whispering and kiki about it, like it's not cool. This is why, like Bree,
Mm.
Priyanka, Ashley, like who they were in that conversation with
Yep.
Chris is who they were.
Yep.
Jess, I'm like, Jess, girl, Ashley tried to speak up and say, oh, I should have spoke up for you or whatever more than I did. They would have been left right where they were. Those are not friends for Brittany
Yeah.
or Jess. Straight up, like
Yeah.
they're not good friends at all. And Ashley was like, we were shocked. We were shocked. Shocked by what?
Yeah.
Shocked by what, miss? I'm not marrying potential and I'm not dating it either. What were you shocked by? You was ready to
No.
stand up for yourself in that moment. You couldn't stand up for
Yeah.
Jess.
Yeah. No,
Y'all couldn't stand up for Brittany.
absolutely
Please.
agree. And I think that like what Amber was saying, it's just girl code. Like summed it up in 2
Yeah.
words. It's just girl code. You get what I'm saying? And if you have seen a situation like all of this foul stuff that Devontae has done and you still stand by him, you co-sign it. That's the thing. It's like you
Yes.
see the foul stuff that Chris was doing.
Yes.
You're not stepping away, you're co-signing it, okay?
Mhm.
And so not here for any of them.
Yes. Men like Devonte have to be isolated. That is the
Mm.
only way they learn. I'm so serious.
Yeah.
Like, because they thrive off of being able to manipulate and do these things to people. And so if they ain't got nobody to do it to, they won't
Mhm.
continue to do it. He's still rewarded with friendships and, oh, let's
Yeah.
go do this, let's go do that. Like, it's like, no, bro, I can't be your roommate because of how you just did this girl. Like, it's like, no, you can't actually come on this trip because
Yeah.
of how you're acting. I'm not about to sit
Yeah.
on the stage and defend you or
Yeah.
me having him around me.
Yeah.
I, they could have easily said, you know what? They could have pulled out Devonte's line. Hindsight is 2020, and we shouldn't have went on that trip with him. I didn't know all
Yeah.
this was going on. It could have been cleared up real quick. Won't be
Yeah.
around him again.
Yeah. I agree. I agree. And also, one of the things though that I did not appreciate was they didn't deal with that man's colorism at all. They didn't say
Okay,
a thing about that. They didn't say a thing about that. And I feel like
girl,
they don't want to touch the hot potato, but bruh,
baby, that hot potato needed to be touched and passed
yes, it
straight up.
needed to be. It's like
Yeah,
sometimes you just have to call a thing, and you have to go through the tough question of asking someone this, and you just have to do it because
yes.
you stand on the side of that's not okay. Like I guess sometimes white people don't be knowing how to deal with like interracial issues. You get what I'm saying? Because they feel like maybe they're not qualified for it or whatever. But the thing is that you recognize that color, you can see colorism is an extension of racism. You get what I'm saying? It's
Hmm.
internalized racism. So how about you know how to deal with racism? Talk about colorism. Talk about that because
Well, they don't know how to deal with racism. They
I
don't
mean,
because,
you know what
yeah.
the framework is of how
Hmm.
that you call it out. You this is not okay. And so it's that same framework. It's not okay. It's not
Yeah.
okay.
Yeah, and I'm like,
Um
y'all got plenty of black cast over the years to have. You could even ask them, hey, what's a sensitive
yes.
and culturally appropriate way to address this without offending it? Like anything. That could have been a way to do it to at least put the conversation in
Yeah.
motion. Do something. Do something
Yeah.
at this point because it means that you guys are standing by a harmful experience for
Yeah.
people of color, especially black
Yeah.
women, and it has been repeated over and over and over again in Love Is Blind seasons, and we don't have
Yeah.
time for that. Like,
Yeah.
it's ridiculous.
Call
It's
it out.
ridiculous. Yes.
Yeah, so I didn't like that. I did like when the dad said, "This is not a game." Like at some point, he
Okay.
was like, "This is not a game." You know, he had
Yeah.
elements of his speech that I liked. Like I said, I just didn't like him having the sympathy for his
Hmm.
experience. It's like,
Yeah. I did wonder with them though, why did they have them sitting together when Jess and Chris weren't sitting together? I'm
oh,
like,
that
did they,
I
because it
think Jess
wasn't
and
as quote unquote tumultuous? Was it, I'm sure Jess was like,
yeah,
I'm not sitting by that motherfucker, but
yeah,
Brittany
yeah,
probably should.
yeah.
I think she should have been extended the same grace and opportunity to be across
Not so bad.
couches from him as well.
Yeah, no,
Um,
I could see that.
but yeah,
Um,
alrighty. Do we want to get into Alex and Ashley, child?
yeah, yeah,
Not much to say.
yeah,
Not much to say. Alex came and did what Alex does, baby. He was
yes.
on the defensive end.
Yes. I'm like,
Okay.
this what a liar when they know that you don't believe them. You know what I'm saying? Like other times he was a liar caught off guard. And you said, you
Right.
got one on him. You got him. You
Right.
know, you hit that shoulder. He didn't see it coming. But now he saw it coming. And he was ready,
Hmm.
ready, ready to be like, what, 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 what. And so that's how he came in there. Just straight up.
Yes.
That's I'm like, it still fits with your liar profile. You just are a
Okay.
liar who
It
knew.
actually makes you a little scarier. It makes you a little scarier, sir. And
Yeah,
Vanessa, when she
yeah.
tried to have that little therapeutic moment, if you would just try to be a little vulnerable, let's just see what happens. I'm like, girl, say this shit for the birds. That man has a brick wall up. Do you hear me?
Yeah, he has
Everything y'all
rough.
are throwing at him is bouncing right off. And when he said,
Yeah.
okay, appreciate that, I was like, let's move on. Like, let's
Yeah,
move on. This
I
man is not
agree.
here for any of it.
Any of
Now,
it.
I will say, story time with Ricky, she did say, and a lot of sources now have been talking about the fact that Ashley had a man through this entire experience and was cheating.
I ain't see
And
that.
Alex knew about it.
What?
Now, why Alex didn't come with them receipts, if it was true, I don't know. I'm not sure. I'm
Ah.
not sure.
So allegedly though. Allegedly.
Allegedly. Allegedly. Yes. Allegedly, allegedly,
Uh
allegedly.
Yeah, interesting. I really don't care about Ashley. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Like, if
me
she was cheating,
either.
she's not cheating. It's just like I just continue, and she kept saying like I just dislike her as a person. Like
Yeah.
it's her it's giving entitlement. Like her
Mhm.
personality just gives entitlement. And when she was talking about like because I don't have brown hair, he said dark features, baby. Okay,
Yeah.
he didn't
Yeah.
say
So
dark
that's that
hair.
white skin, that's the blue eyes.
It's he didn't say because you weren't a brunette. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
There's something that he's looking for that's a little bit different. And that's on his side. Like maybe he doing the same thing Devonte ass is doing, but in the opposite reverse. But at the same time, he does have dark features. He's something. What
Yeah.
is he?
I think he's some type of islander or something because he has
Yeah.
that tattoo, and I think people mention that. I don't want to say it's Samoan or Fijian, but it's
Yeah.
something I
Yeah, so
think over there.
when it's your ethnicity and you have a preference for that, I never count that as like an
Yeah.
issue. You get what I'm saying? Like I don't have a preference. I mean, I don't have a issue with white men saying like typically date white women. Like that's my, because it's like that's what you were raised with, that's what you were raised around, that's what
Yeah.
your, family is. So it's like I think that that's fine for people to have a preference within their own uh
What they
ethnic
come.
profile or whatever.
Yeah.
And so
Yeah.
I can see him wanting that or whatever, but I guess like with her, she just kept even from the wedding episode and onward, she's like, oh, when he sees me, he's gonna realize I am his type. And it's like, girl, you need
Still
to
ain't it.
honor yourself and move on. Like it's not just
Yes.
the lack of brown hair. It's not just, these things. It's something else that he's looking for.
Yeah.
And it's just giving like, of course, why would he not want me? I do agree with her though in the beginning that he was very like, oh wow, wow, wow when he saw her. And then he's kind of switched a little bit, but I have no clue. Maybe he just didn't like the sex or something. I don't know. But
I mean, he said you are an objectively beautiful woman, and so that's probably
yeah,
what it was. And it's men, they love to dip their toe into
yeah,
something and be like, "I had it, okay, good." I mean,
yeah,
he
yeah,
he has said his biggest thing with dating is appearance, and that was why
yeah.
he went on this experience. So I feel like he was acting right in line with just who he is,
Yeah,
and
yeah. That he'll sleep with anybody, but
right,
what his
right,
preference is
yeah,
and he was reminded of that when he saw Brittany. Either
right.
way, yeah.
But yeah, no,
It,
she was way too focused on how she looks, and it was giving like, "I'm beautiful, so you should just want me." And it's like,
yeah,
no, girl, you gotta like who like you, and he don't like you. So,
yeah, yeah.
um,
I didn't like that football scene with him and Devonte either. I was like, not two
yeah.
dickheads. Like,
And I thought he was a pro. I'm like, Devontae scored on you like he the pro. What's happening here? 5 out of 10, my brother. Whoo, the team was
yeah,
losing. The team was losing. Cause ain't no way. Ain't
yeah,
no way.
something
And you
won't
supposed to be
right.
coaching? Oh no, you ain't got the technique down. I don't know about that. I
No,
don't know about
yeah,
that at all. Yeah.
yeah.
Anything else on them?
Oh, the only thing I do want to say on them is that during that moment or during that their segment, I wasn't nervous for her because I don't care that much about Ashley. But I was on a little pins and needles because I was like, first of all, this why you don't do some foul shit like that at the wedding, like like blindsiding somebody like that in a way when you didn't have to, like
Mhm.
because he could have laid her ass out in that
Yeah.
moment. He came and he showed up very I
Professional,
think
as he said.
yeah, he sufficiently kind of pushed people back.
Yeah.
And when he talks about that draw, that 3-3, I was like, that's kind of what you let him get because you gave him this ammunition to be this guy that did that had a chip on his shoulder to come back. Because he
Mhm.
could have said anything. He could have made up some shit that wasn't even true. He could have been like, I did not like your body odor. And then it would have been like, whoa,
That would have been
the
crazy.
fuck? Like, it could have
Yeah.
been not true. You get what I'm saying? But it's like because you sliced him like that, and I'm not trying to
Yeah.
say don't give a man a chin check when he needs it, and not saying that he didn't need it. He did, but it's like you could have done it in the moments where the chin checks were needed, as opposed to trying to
Mhm.
embarrass him in front of his family, because he could have taken that same energy and be like, "Psh, let me embarrass you in front of national
Yeah.
television. So I think that he handled the situations very well.
Mhm.
Not that he gets the a cookie from
Any
me for that.
kudos.
But
It's two things can be true.
yeah,
Two things can be true here.
it's just this thing. I was nervous for her. I was thinking
Yeah.
like, is he about to lay on you, girl? Because it's
Yeah,
like
yeah, yeah, yeah.
a
He got full
liar,
right to if he wants to.
or
He
just
got
like
full.
you gave him the ammunition. It's not even about
Yeah.
his right or not right. It's just you gave him the ammunition. He's a wild card. He could come in here and be like, that was your moment. This is mine. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
He could have
He
had his
got her a
daddy
little
help
bit
him
when he
write a
was like, I
speech,
was looking
or his
for a
mama.
wife and didn't find one.
Oh yeah, no, yeah. That's what I'm saying. They ended up being at a draw, like he said.
Yeah.
They did, and so I just, anywho,
Yeah.
that's all on them. I have.
Yeah. All right. So let's move into Jordan and Amber. Now I will say when he was talking about her temper, I said now we did see a little touch of it when she gave that silent treatment. And that man said I was anxious. I ain't ate all day because I didn't know what was coming next.
Yeah.
And so this is another one where it's like two things can be true. And I'm like, Amber, not you got me over here siding even a little bit with Jordan. Not the man eater. What's happening, girl? What's happening?
Yeah. No, I wasn't siding with him, but I could see both sides. I could see both sides, but I do think that the fact that he was not ready, I think that she hit the nail on the head. Like, he was not ready for that. And so I think that no matter how she showed up, no anger management issues, he wasn't ready. You get what I'm saying?
Right.
So I think that is, and that not moving in, I think that's the ball that started the snowball down the hill. Now,
Absolutely.
them anger issues, like you said, they're there. Not the drinking and getting drunk in the car at the wedding. He said it was embarrassing. Look, I don't put it past her. I don't put it past her, because she acknowledged that she woke up and Ubered herself home.
Right.
So I'm like,
so it happened.
Something went down.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I think that you can activate some of these like things in people when you operate with them in a way that isn't caring. I think not choosing to live together, not choosing to only say yes when you are actually ready, you know what I'm saying? I think all of those things just contributed to, they just had a shaky foundation that didn't make her feel secure and loved and cared for.
Mm-hmm.
And the side, her worst came out. So I guess I don't fault him more, but I do kind of think that he started the ball of all of this rolling, because I just think it's important that you be ready, because him not speaking to Emma, come on now.
Yeah, not
Come
saying
on
goodbye.
now.
I was like, dang, that is a lot. That
And
is
you
a
like,
lot.
I don't know what to do.
Yeah,
Come
yeah. I mean,
on. You could have
anything. Write a
ChatGPT
letter.
that.
Call. Something. Anything.
What do I do? How should I handle this situation? There's a baby and a child involved, and I need to leave the mother. What do I do? ChatGPT would have probably said the right shit. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
The right
But this
shit.
is why, like, parents, especially with young ones, don't need to be in this experience, bro. Like, it's too quick. It's not enough test time. Like, in the real dating world, you likely are not having, well, for those who care a little bit more, you're likely not having a significant other come around your children for like 6 to 8 months, maybe a year, depending on their age.
Oh,
Well,
but
I mean,
yeah, I
6 to
feel
8 is a
you.
little bit much,
I
but
feel you. I don't
it's
know
a
how long,
while.
but it's gonna be a little minute.
It's a while. It's a while. And it's definitely not jumping into a marriage. So and we're
it's
all
gonna be
living
longer than
together.
30 days.
Yeah.
That's for sure.
Yeah.
And they say it take 90 days to really kind of start seeing someone, for the mask to slip. And so 90 days, I could see somebody introducing their kid after, 3 months.
I could too. But not this. Not this.
Yeah.
Especially when it's connected to so many triggers for her. Like this just gonna go right in the bucket of why, well, she did say she learned that all men are not idiots, that there's some good in the peoples.
Yeah.
So,
and I'm glad she was able to differentiate, like, he's
you
not
and Alex.
Chris.
Yeah. Or you hate Chris. Yeah. I hate you.
So,
but
it's like growth.
Yeah.
But yeah, that whole thing. But it's the immaturity in him, the going to bars. And even him talking about, like, I was driving up and then I would leave at 5 a.m. or whatever. And it's just like,
a lot of people leave at 5 a.m. to go to work. I don't want to hear it.
It's like so you're living here. Like, are you living here or you're not? You know what I'm saying? Like, what are you talking about? Like, just you. Okay. Yeah.
Right.
It's I can't even vocalize it. I've been with guys like that who think like they're doing something and because it takes a lot of effort, but it's like it's not the thing. You're gonna do all this effort. Do the thing. You know what I'm saying? It's not the thing.
Right.
There's a very big difference between living with someone and staying over the night and sometimes until 5 a.m. Yeah.
But also too, wanting so much credit for the bare minimum is crazy.
Yeah.
It's actually like below the bare minimum. It's like
how y'all gonna have a relationship if you're not there? So you gotta be there. You gotta do something. That is the bare minimum. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So like
no kudos, no points, no nothing. Now, actually, I don't care about that because you're supposed to be doing that. I need you to be trying to go above and beyond. And clearly it has to be above and beyond because you think this is a lot. So I need you to reach for the stars, the moon, okay?
Yeah.
Like, for real. Alrighty, anything else on Jordan and Amber? Should we go ahead and move into Emma and...
The last thing, sorry. The last thing I want to say on Jordan and Amber, though, is her walking off and getting, like, hot about, like, I told you, like, about, it was around her daughter. And just, like, if you weren't going to, I told you. And it's like, I feel her on that. It's like, I feel her. It's like you knew a kid was involved in this. Like, there's a level, like, you already knew that this was a child was involved. And so there's a level of being that much more sure you needed to be. So, I don't know.
I agree. Alrighty, so let's go ahead and get into Emma and Mike. They had the shortest segment and for the best reasons. I was like, girl, not you saying that your yes was a declaration that I could get there. Like our end of our story would end with kids. Girl, what? What? Like I'm so sick of it. I'm sick of it. I'm not even gonna lie. I was like, no, she did not think that yes was supposed to say I'm all in for the kids.
Yeah.
Pump me up with them babies. Crack my eggs. Like, come on, girl.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah. Glad that Mike is in a relationship. That was nice.
She's cute. I said she look like she an Italian or whatever. He does. So he finna be right there with everything he want and well deserved.
She too has some I guess well not really. I was like she's got some dark features, but
but yeah, we'll see what happens with Mike and I think her name is Tara. Emma, she talking about well I took the emotional route and it's like you're not doing that in this experience. And I think Vanessa Lachey, she cut in and was like, something we tell the couples to do is to not make their decision before the day of the wedding because you don't know how you're going to feel when you're up there in front of all your friends and family. And I'm like, I think that's actually the wrong way to make this decision. Like you want them to, it's giving, we want y'all all to say yes. We want all of the emotions to just feel so overwhelming. Like, no. I don't want my man, if I'm in this experience, to be deciding right there at the altar. I need you to wake up on wedding day with ease, like Vic and Christina, because we already know what's happening. You know, like
we still got to talk. About them.
Yes, and that's why I'm like they need to reorient this. I'm like Nick and Vanessa, y'all don't need to be encouraging the couples to ever do that.
Yeah,
we need some more breakups before the wedding, actually, and it's just fine. It's just as juicy. It's just as juicy.
Yeah.
Like it adds no value for them to say no at the altar at all.
Yeah. I don't have anything else on Mike and Emma.
Yeah, me either.
And do Vic
okay, so
and
let's get into Vic and Christine. They seem like they're happy, having a great time. They asked, "Were you okay? How did you feel about not going on the trip?" And I think they ended up with a good bargain. To be quite honest, they didn't have cameras in their face telling them to reshoot the scene, rehab this conversation or nothing. So I feel like they got the largest end of the stick.
Yeah, no, I agree as well. And they had a lot of very nice poetic things to say. I like when they were asking for icks and whatever they didn't say it's for us.
Nothing. Ain't no embarrassing. It's nothing but love over here and small little quirks, baby. And that's what we love to see. I am rooting for them. I think they're gonna go all the way. Yeah, no notes. No
Yeah.
notes. Yeah.
I don't
Oh,
have
I
much
do have a
else.
note. I do love that she was able, or she has entered into this process of being able to forgive her father
Oh, okay.
with the help of Vic. I
Of
think
it.
that's very sweet. And it
Mm-hmm.
shows
Yeah,
that,
that did
yes,
get me
a
a little
love can be
emotional.
healing. I was like,
Yeah.
yes, this is good. This is good.
Yeah, I know. I
He
agree. I
leading. He's
agree.
leading over there, you know?
I agree. All right.
But
Well,
yeah.
anything else?
No, we got a little bit of the OGs, but I'm like, I follow the ones I want to see, so nothing was new. I think the only thing
Yeah.
that was like, oh my God, was AD going up to Joey and Sarah, and Ben was right next door. It was kind of like, okay, this is a bit much.
Yeah, I will say the Zach and Bliss baby reveal
Oh,
was
that was
the
cute.
gender reveal was a little emotional because of they had the auntie in there. Because at first I was like, what's he talking about with the grandmother? And then I was like, oh, she passed, and it just felt like it
Yeah,
was a like a long intro to that. But then when she shared it, I was like, oh, this is actually
yeah, it was nice.
um this is a very like real moment because they haven't seen
Yeah,
her do this video. And
right. That was
so,
cute. It was
yeah,
cute.
that was cute. I saw Annie. I think I saw Annie in the audience. Did you see her? She was cuddled up
They
with a
was
guy
all
who looked,
there.
huh?
They
Oh,
was
they were
all
all
there.
there. Okay.
Yeah.
I was like, she she was looking interesting. That's all
A
I will
few of
say.
them were for sure.
Yeah. Oh, the one thing I did want to say about Vic and Christine when she was talking about like him doing a little Kobe fade away, I was like,
Oh,
girl, that's a black man.
yeah,
Like
that is. I'm
that's
like, you in a
just
household with a black man, baby, and when y'all start producing them black boys,
they gonna
they gonna be
be
doing the same.
like,
It's
that's
gonna be a
just a
game in
thing.
there. But I do feel her because my last relationship, he used to do that all the time. Where like we'll be at a restaurant and he'll like the straw papers. I'm like, oh my god, like into the bread basket. It's just
That's funny. That's so funny.
yes.
But yeah, that's that. And then the TurboTax, I was like, they should have told us where they were going because this little obvious ass plug for
Oh
y'all
right,
sponsorship. Okay, you got our attention. However, tell us where you sending them. But it would have been a little bit more clappy clappy. Like, are you sending them to Paris? You sending them to a
right,
tropical destination? Do they get to pick? Like,
right.
come
It better be
on.
somewhere real overseas. That's what I know. If y'all really talking about something, but I
Yeah.
was sitting there
It better
thinking
not
it
be
shouldn't have came
Mexico,
from
because
TurboTax. It should have came from Love Is Blind. Like
well, it's the sponsorship. They
I
trying to get
know,
their
but
money in
still, I'm
there,
sitting here
you know.
like, they.
No, true. They could have, compensated, but they ain't got the money, girl. They ain't got the
Yeah,
money.
I know, and they didn't announce whether or not there was a next season. Usually at the reunions, they say, "I'll see you for the next season in
Oh,
whatever city," or sometimes they'll have the next city in the audience.
oh,
Yes,
I never noticed that.
girl.
Well, I always think like maybe they do that on the October one because the February one comes up so soon. But like this, we
Oh,
have the whole year basically to go through before we come back to October. Like, child, I'm gonna be a
yeah.
whole another age.
No, same. You're
But
right. You're right.
yeah.
But yeah, any other thoughts for this reunion?
No other thoughts.
Okay. Alrighty. Well,
Yeah.
that's it for Love Is Blind season 10, y'all. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell. We got lots of stuff coming up. We got The
Mhm.
Bachelorette. We're still doing Paradise. Beyond the Villa is about to start up soon. We might be doing Love Overboard with Gabby Wendy. We don't know quite yet.
Yeah, comment
Um,
if y'all interested in that and
yes,
want us to cover
yes,
that.
yeah.
Because we don't know,
Also,
we're like on the fence
yeah.
about it.
Right, right. We was also on the fence about Love, Age of Attraction, but I don't know
Yeah,
about
tell
that,
us if
y'all. I
y'all
don't
watching
know.
that because we
Uh,
can't get into it. Okay, look,
yes,
little
I
preview
tried.
of the
Yes,
commentary. Can't get into it. I don't know.
literally, literally. But anywho, lots to come, lots coming up. So stay tuned and stick with us. Make sure you hit that subscribe button, that notification bell, and we will catch you for the next season. All right,
All right,
bye.
bye.